Hey, good morning, guys. It's Friday, 5th of November, 2021. Okay, so it's the last Friday. It's the first Friday of the month. And that means it's non-farm payroll. Okay, we've got that at 12:30 p.m. UK time. Not the usual 1:30 p.m. UK time, purely because our clocks went back here in the UK last week. And they haven't gone back in the USA yet and Canada, so they go back on the weekend and then everything will be back to normal. So look out for that. When I was learning how to trade quite a few years ago now, non-farm payroll used to cause massive volatility in the market. We know lots of whipsawing price action. Lately, not so much, not compared to how it was. But it's still something you have to be aware about, and that price, on not just the US, the whole market, because the USD is the world's reserve currency. This will affect, or can potentially affect, all of the forex market. So you just have to be aware. But that's coming up at 12:30 p.m. So look out for that. So this is gold. I was just looking. Gold, and I can see gold pushing up into maybe 1804, and then we'll see what happens. I can just see price traveling within this little structure here. We've got our support, we've got our resistance, broken trend line, so I can see it coming into 1804, 1805, and then potentially see what happens. Then do we reject or do we break to the upside? So I can see that. Might have a little pullback first before it goes long. That's what I'm anticipating. One chart that really does interest me is Aussie Yen. Just show you why. This is actually a trade. Actually, we've got resting at the moment. Let me just take these moving averages off because I think it's going to confuse matters a little bit. Right, we've got this structure here, broken structure, support, broke, retested, selling off. That's the basics of it. There's your high, there's your lower high, there's your support there. What we could see is price come back, retest that support, reject it, and then look for price to sell off. So this would be for end of day traders, where it would be a sell limit, stops above that swing high there. As you can see on the hourly, we have a trend line. So basically we're just looking for that correction back, and then we're looking for the next impulse down. Now that would be for end of day traders. Okay, now if you're an intraday trader and you've got access to the charts, simple, we just set an alert and see how price reacts around there, see if we get sellers come in. Let's just put those averages back on, and you can actually see that if I take that away, in fact I can take them all off, doesn't really matter. You can see the moving averages have crossed where prices underneath all these averages, where here look, we were above. All the averages crossed now. They're in order for a bearish move. So yeah, really simple. Just looking for a correction back. It might come back a little bit further. Interestingly enough, we broke yesterday's daily low there, so some people might have been triggered into a trade underneath yesterday's low. If you have, I'd say make sure your stop is above this candle, yesterday's candle, which is a nice daily bearish engulfing candle. Moving averages on the daily are still bullish, but you always see the the change of cycle, the smaller changes first on the smaller time frames, obviously, and then you'll see them on the bigger time frames afterwards. So just looking at the 4 hour, the 4 hour is now bearish. We're seeing lower highs, lower lows, so we'll be looking to sell this market. I'm personally bearish Aussie anyway. Those of you who watched yesterday's webinar, Update. Know that we're selling Aussie USD, short Aussie on that. We're also short Swiss yen, so that's actually buying the Japanese yen. So selling Aussie yen makes sense as well. Okay, and yeah, so I like this. It's just if we get the pullback into the zone and rejection, and then we can look to get short on that. Pound yesterday, we had some pound news, and it just sold off after that. Very negative news taken by the market. One chart of interest for me is, I mean, pretty much all the pound charts, they've all had a move, okay, where we've seen pound weakness. And for me, they're all due a correction. I mean, this one is, Euro pound is a particular favorite of mine. Not a particular favorite currency pair to trade, just the structure that's going on. Now already we've broken today's high. Look, very, very tempted to get involved, but you have to think, you know, logically, and you know, the impulse won't necessarily, I'm looking for price to come all the way up here, but you know, we've had an impulse move. We should be looking for a correction and then next impulse move. Now, listen, we could just move straight up there. If it does, it does. You know, nothing you can do about it. But let's be sensible. Okay, after an impulse, we expect a correction. This area here, can you see these lows here? This support, that's going to be a great area to get long from if we come in. Now, this could be, I haven't sent this out to anybody. It's just something I've been thinking. For end of day traders, this could be a good long setup. We should be a buy limit in this zone. Stops obviously underneath this candle. It's a bullish engulfing candle. It's a big, big candle. So literally, if you did buy above that candle, you should really put the stop loss below, technically. And that's not going to give you a great reward to risk. In fact, it's not even going to give you a one-to-one to the top of this channel. So buying down here would serve you better, if you like. So this would be an end of day trade. Again, look, alert set. We don't need that alert. This alert set here. So if price comes back into this zone, I can watch on the smaller time frames to see if we get buyers come in. Okay, so we'll see if that happens. But all of the pound pairs to me are overextended after their move yesterday, so I wouldn't want to get involved quite yet. Anything else of interest? So we've looked at Euro pound, that's of interest to me. Aussie yen is really the one I'm watching. Yeah, and that's it. You know, remember, it's non-farm, so even if you didn't trade today, you know, not a problem. Or, you know, at least leave the dust to settle. So you can either wait until Monday, or wait until after non-farm payroll, and then maybe give it an hour or so after the results have come out and potentially look for trading opportunities. But you know what? If you didn't trade today, it's not the end of the world. There's plenty more days to trade. Yeah, so Euro pound, the zone I'm looking for is about 85.13, and Aussie yen, I'm looking for price to come back into about 84.39, and then I'll be looking for sellers to come in. Gold, potentially I think it could have a little bit of a pullback, and then on its way to 1805. Let's see what happens. All right, guys, listen, have a great day, trade sensibly, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.